What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 85 of Deadman's Deliveries. Technically not a delivery this time because I didn't get it delivered. I actually bought it in person and unboxed them pretty much immediately. So this is just a review. Up first we have Elite 115 R-Truth and Elite 115 The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, Final Boss. The most electrifying man in sports entertainment when he shows up, which is quite rare these days. Absolute fraud. But yeah, here are my final two figures from the Elite Series 115, because I have actually completed this set out with the Kairi Sane figure. I do have every single figure from the set. So I've got the Drew McIntyre normal one, then I've got the Drew McIntyre Chase. I also have his bitter rival CM Punk. And then maybe my favourite figure out of the set, this incredible Tyler Bate. What an upgrade. So I have reviewed all of these figures on the channel. I think I did this Drew and the Punk, and then I did the Tyler Bate, and then I did the Chase Drew. So I'll leave all of them up here, or I'll just put the Deadman's Deliveries playlist and you can look through if you want to see my unboxing and reviews of any of them. But today's focus is on the final two figures. So I've completed series 115, which is always nice to do. You know, you don't have to buy any others from the set. Not that you have to buy any figures, but you know, you want them. So yeah, I picked up R-Truth and The Rock in the Entertainer in London. So I didn't want to bring back two whole boxes, so I unboxed them there, reviewed them privately, I suppose, to myself. But yeah, two really nice figures. We'll get into The Rock first. Quite basic, you know, attire wise. He's got like the black dress trousers. I don't know if he wears ones that are like this, or like they're a bit more flowy and that, you know, fancy looking ones. And then you have the Rock torso, smaller than a lot other Rock torsos. Obviously he's a bit smaller these days. He doesn't have to be big. He's not a wrestler, he's a movie star. You know, you see a lot of wrestlers shrink down when they leave the business and go to work in film. You know, they get more roles. Like Batista's especially done that, and people think he's dying, which is quite stupid. But yeah, The Rock has slimmed down a bit, I suppose, but in some of his other figures he hasn't. Like, I actually just picked up the Ultimate Edition the other day, and I'll be reviewing that on the channel soon. So if you want to see that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on, so you'll be updated on every upload going forward, because I've got a lot coming up. I've got a huge stack next to me, all the figures I've got to unbox and review. So yeah, but this Rock, very nice. As I said, he's a bit smaller, the torso's a bit smaller, but he has the Samoan tribal tattoos going down the back there, and then he has the brown bull that he covered up with one of the ugliest tattoos since Brock Lesnar's. They're just terrible. You got the eyebrow raise on the face, obviously, classic Rock. You got the one hand, even though he used to do that. Instead of putting his ones up, he'd do that for some reason. Or he'd come out and go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, whatever it was, and then led to nothing. He didn't even show up for John Cena, who he made turn heel. But yeah, we'll get into the vest, waistcoat, whatever it is. Quite fancy, nice design, like a sort of a florally pattern. Not really sure what it is. It's just like that sort of fancy Rock design. I do have other like accessories from the Greatest Hits Rock, which I unboxed and reviewed on the channel, like the 3rd episode of Deadman's Deliveries. If you want to go watch that, I'll leave it up here. I unboxed that about 2.5 to 3 years ago. I don't know how long ago it was. That was like the very early days of my channel. But yeah, really nice vest. I don't know who else you could use this on, but it is nice. It is very Dwayne, it's very Rock. But yeah, we'll jump into R-Truth for now. I've got his other accessories just down there, and believe it or not, this is my very first R-Truth figure. No, it's not. I've got a couple basics. There's actually one in the crowd right there in the NXT shirt, but this is my first Elite figure, and I thought I'd just pick it up because I need an R-Truth. I was going to get the Greatest Hits R-Truth, and I probably still will, because I do prefer that sort of look compared to like the shorts. I prefer the long trousers on R-Truth, but This is a nice sort of figure. It's basic, but it does have double jointed arms, which is nice. Updated head scan, which I might throw on that figure if I ever get it. But yeah, you've got the black shoes. They're not too bad. They're not like really weak trainer designs like the John Cena one. They do stand quite well, which is nice. They have the full pivot. The legs, there isn't much movement in the legs, to be honest. So maybe that other figure would be better. But it's quite a nice design. You got like the ripples in it, or the like the line sort of designs, or just like the material, I suppose. Then you have all of his tattoo detailing. You got truth along there. I don't know if you can read what that says. I can't really read what that says. Complete, I think it says complete. You got a cross on his right arm there, and that's like a person or an animal. I can't tell what all of this is really. You got the big R there, more writing going up there, and then the big cross on the back. And he has 12, 23 and 10. Not sure what they stand for, but I'm sure it's something significant. Nice head scan with the hair designs in the sides of his hair, with the blonde coming into the ponytail at the back there. Earrings, nose ring. Has he got a nose ring? Or is that just chipping and like an eyebrow piercing or something? So yeah, pretty cool figure. Comes with a Judgment Day shirt. Obviously he isn't in Judgment Day anymore. Will he be in Judgment Day in my PIC-FED? Who knows? Yes, he will be actually. I am going to do a full video about what you need to know about my PIC-FED and sort of the rules for it, but as of like what I'm thinking right now is, you know, some things that have happened in WWE and elsewhere are canon, other things aren't. It's sort of like a case-by-case basis. So for example, I might have the bloodline be like how they were in 2023 or 2022, you know, before Sammy broke up the bloodline sort of and split from that. I might have them like that, like the best era of the bloodline. But I might have late Judgment Day with R-Truth and JD. I might even throw Carlito in it, even though not Finn, R-Truth and Carlito weren't in Judgment Day at the same time. And, you know, I don't really have women's figures or a women's roster, so Rhea wouldn't even be there. But, you know, parts I'll have and parts I won't, you know. So we got some interchangeable hands here that I'll get into. So we just got the normal fist hands for R-Truth, nothing special. They're his only hands. Then the Rock has a pair of fists. He has a pair of mic holders and a pair of one's hands. So nothing really exciting there. R-Truth's only other accessory is the standard WWE microphone. Nothing special. They've not changed anything with these in a while. I don't think. But he does get a microphone to do his what's-ups with, which is pretty cool. The Rock obviously has more accessories because his attire is pretty boring and wouldn't cost much money. I'd imagine R-Truth didn't either, but maybe his tattoos are like harder to do because they make less of his figure. But yeah, the Rock comes with this silver chain, which just goes over his head. You don't have to take anything off, which is nice if I've got that the right way around. He comes with a nice SmackDown blue design microphone, you know, special treatment there. And he does come with a pair of glasses, which I am happy about because I think he looks a little bit weird. He definitely looks... Oh, I've dropped him. Where have they gone? There they are. They're under the ring. I think he does look a little bit weird without the glasses. I think he looks a lot more like The Rock with the glasses on, if you get what I mean. But yeah, here he is. Finally, The Rock has come back to Las Vegas. No, he hasn't. That is just what the shirts that the WWE was selling at WWE World said on it in Las Vegas, as was WrestleMania, and he didn't show up. What an absolute fraud that man is. He ruined WrestleMania. But anyway, if you still care about that, watch my reaction video. Sort of past it. I'm actually on to watching NXT at the minute. I started at the beginning of the year where it's on Netflix, and I'm just going to watch all of NXT, try and get caught up and watch that from now on, because the main roster's pissing me off. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. I do like both of these figures. I'd say the Rock's okay, you know. There's nothing special. It's probably like a solid 7 out of 10. R-Truth's more like, it's the better of the two figures, in my opinion. I prefer it. Maybe it's just because it's my first R-Truth, but I'd give it an 8. Nothing really wrong about it, other than the legs. The legs don't have much movement. Neither of the legs of these have much movement. Probably the worst two figures in the set, to be fair, but they are two that I wanted and sort of needed, because I don't have an R-Truth and I don't have a final boss either. But the Drews are incredible. The Punk is really nice. The Tyler Bate is my favourite figure. But as I said, I've reviewed all of them and I've left them up here, or I've left the playlist up here for you to scroll through and enjoy at your leisure. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you enjoy whatever videos you have to watch next. They'll be popping up on the screen, like a couple that YouTube thinks is the best for you. So yeah, stay tuned for the end of the video to that. It might already be there. I'm going to stop talking so that comes quicker. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. And if you have, like the video, leave a comment. Let me know what videos you'd like to see in the future. And that's about it. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.